Hey guys, welcome back to Blender Nights. So today we're going to learn three types of techniques. One would be gobo texturing. I'll teach you how to make gobo texture lighting from a simple object, as well as how to make an actual gobo lighting, which is a paid up add-on, but still I'll just show you out that how you can easily create your own texture gobo lighting setup. Now, second would be a single point lighting setup, and the third would be a cinematic one. So this video would be in three parts. So watch till end and do not skip any single part. So definitely you'll learn something new. Let's start it. So I'll just come over here. I'll come over here in a render mode. Now reduce the world strength to 0. Okay, now what first we're gonna do, we'll take a single plane somewhere like this, scale it to y-axis, put some loops over here, extrude it to upwards, something like this. Go in modifier tab, press wireframe. Now it's looking cool. Okay, so what you have to do, place it in front of the object somewhere around over here. Now second thing which you have to do is shift A, put a light, area light will definitely do. I'll show you how to make an gobo texture with the another light as well. Okay, so add a area light like this. Now go in properties, beam shape spread to 1. Now you can see. Now reduce the power up to 0.200 milliwatt. Okay, you can keep it to somewhere around 1 as well. Okay, now reduce the size and scale it to x-axis. Just rotate it something like this. I guess, yep, now it's looking cool. I'll show you what is going on right now. Just hold a second, watch it completely. You can tweak the size as according to your need. For me, this slant is looking good, fair enough. Now I'll just reduce the power to 0.2 or something like 0.1. Yep, now it's looking way far much better than that. Now what we have to do is rotate this object something like this. And you get a cool lighting setup with a dark shadow as well. Now adding some fill lights to make a scene appropriate. Shift A, light, rotate it to y-axis. I'll just reduce the power of it because I don't want much light in my scene. I want my scene to look as pure as it can with the shadow effect. So I'll just reduce the size of it, reduce the power. Now you can see we are getting a cool effect of light. You can do something more is, like if you're gonna move the object towards the subject of your product, you'll get dark shadows. So for me this much is cool enough. Now I'll just render this out and I'll show you how cool this looks. As you can see, it's looking way too far better, but I guess the highlights are more bright, so you can tweak the settings or you can tweak the highlights in Photoshop as well. Okay, now I'll show you the second point, the second technique which you can learn easily. is adding an actual texture gobo. Go to Google, type gobo texture. You will see various types of textures. Okay, I'm just taking this one, this random one. Right click, save it to JPEG. Okay, now come to Blender, go in render view, take a spotlight, scale it down, move it to y-axis, rotate it to x-axis, scale it down bit. Now as you can see, we can see the whole spot of the area light, sorry, spotlight. Now go in shading editor, use nodes, go where you have saved the file, come to textures, but before going that, go to edit, preference, node wrangler add-on. Okay, enable it, control T, put it to UV. Now just plug it. As you can see, you had created your own gobo texture in a nice way. You can play with the settings as well as you can play in the shade editor too as well, like rotating it. Okay, always use in UV subcoordinate for better results. Now I'll just show you how to light up this scene too as well. I guess it's looking cool. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, as you can see, the shadows are too dark, so this is it's not looking in cinematic look. So what we have to do, we have to just increase the radius of it so that it will give you a nice blurry effect. As you can see, it's looking like you are using an DSLR with a depth of field, right? Now we had created an gobo texture. What we have to do next is adding a fill light for appropriate results. Put it somewhere around here. Reduce the power of it. Rotate it towards the object. Reduce the power as much as you can. You just have to add in fill light. You do not have to light up the whole product from that side. We have to take care of the label too as well, as we have to highlight the label. I'll just reduce the power too. Now in this case, I'm gonna use the light linking. Go for light linking, new. This is my product, object 14. Press the light, go in light linking tab, object 14, yeah. Now as you can see, it won't affect the background. Now what I'm gonna do, I'll just put it somewhere around here, but it's not looking too fine. Let the shadows come to the product as well for the realistic results. Yes, now it's looking way far much better than before. I'll just render it out. I'm just speeding up this process bit so that not to take much time of yours. And if you're still over here, so please like the video and share to the person who I need, because even I spent years to learn these kind of lightings. The starting of my era, when I started learning Blender, I don't find such kind of tutorials much on the YouTube. So the reason why I'm making this is to help those people who really want to work hard and want to learn the perfect lighting setup for the product and earn in dollars. So this is how our render is done. We can see. Let me just save this. Okay, now moving on to the second scene. I'll just delete these lights, I don't need it anymore. This is our second scene. I'll just hide this light first. So in the second scene we'll learn how to light by a single lighting technique. Light up the whole object by a single lighting technique and just one fill light, just like in GoBo Texture, but it won't work like in GoBo Texture. We are just playing with the shadows for better results, because shadows play a very important and vital role in CGI. So always use the power of shadows. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'll just reduce the spread size to 1, put it somewhere around here. Yes, now what you have to do, decrease the size as much as you can. For me, I guess 0.40 will do. Now rotate this, you can rotate like this as well. But I want something like this. Your product should be covered. Okay, now I'll just add one more light, same area light. I'm using this just to fill a nice background, that's it. And this is how within a seconds you make this a cinematic render with just 2 lights. I'm just speeding up the process. So this is the final output. I'll just save this. 3, save it. Now moving on to the third one, the third scene. Just delete these lights, I don't need it anymore. Place the camera accordingly, put it close towards the object as much as possible. Go in render mode. Okay, now what I'll do, just add a area light, scale it to x-axis, and now scale it to y-axis, something like this, and horizontal line. Now rotate it to 180 degrees. Place it nearby to the object, the back panel. Now as you can see, it's given a nice fill light. You can see the V shape, it's looking cool. Now second light which we have to add is the fill light from right hand side. Reduce the power of it, we don't want much. Add the third light, copy it, paste it to y-axis. And this is how you are done. Even you can play with the roughness settings as well. Play with the camera settings to make it more accurate. something like this is cool. Let's reduce the focal length. Okay, now after rendering it, always do remember, do not present the final render to your client. Always do a post-production work. I'll just render this, and if you're still over here, please do like and share the video and support me up. And do comment which kind of light you like the most and which was the best part that you learned something from it. Thank you so much for your valuable comments, as well as I see many comments from the people they are learning from me, which motivates me a lot. So please do comment as well if you like something, and thank you so much.
Let it go, roll down all the windows. Take it slow, let it go, let it go, let it go. Take it slow, let it go. Take my hand up a soul. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. You don't have to pretend you're shy. Take it slow, let it go, let it slow, let it go. Take it slow, take it slow, let it go. Take it slow, let it go. Let's take a trip to uptown. Don't you wish we could be out of sight, out of mind? Take my hand, don't go slow. I'm chasing the afterglow. Dance with me while the thief finally got some clarity. Don't you know all I'll ever really wanna be is a connected high. You and I, big and full, quite magnified. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. You don't have to pretend we're shy. Let's forget the water cloud, turn it up to overdrive. Take it slow, let it go, roll down all the windows.